Hey. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Bridgette on location. I'm actually at a beautiful hotel room in an inn in New England. And I'm feeling very peaceful because my surroundings are very quiet and calm. And I had a lovely breakfast this morning. And I'm easing into my day. So I hope you're doing well. You will probably feel my energy more mellow right now. I don't know if it's fatigue from my travel yesterday or, leading up to travel. Don't you kind of get that like super excited feeling? And the first day it's like adrenaline that gets you through. And then the next day you're like, oh, tired. But I don't know if you have this thing. I bet you do. I bet some of you do, where you're in a hotel room or a different place like an Airbnb or something, or even a friend's house, and just a second, working on my mic here, realizing my mic is in a funny spot. And you feel like even though the bed's comfortable and all that, you just cannot sleep. Like you can't get comfortable and rest because you're in a strange place, so you have to get used to it, right? So that's kind of me last night. So I literally maybe had 2.5 hours of sleep. So we'll see how this Sunday morning coffee goes. I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot. It's chilly here this morning. It's beautiful. The sun is out. But where I'm at, it's not exactly tropical. So if you live in New England, go ahead and I'll give you a shout out down below. I know Sunday morning coffee is usually an audio podcast, but sometimes we do video. So today I'm going to feel into a topic I actually don't know what's coming forward. I've been journaling this morning, and I kind of have been inspired by what's coming through here. So let me just start with that. Oh, yeah, this is kind of deep though. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to start with this. Let's just dig right in to the good stuff, like the caramel center. Yeah, any caramel fans out there? Yeah, me too, right? Ooh, the center. Just like with us though, the center of us is our core, our belly, our solar plexus, our spirit, your intuition. That's what your center is. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit from my journal, and then we'll go with that for our Sunday morning coffee. So I was listening to a book, and there was a line in this book that was beautiful. It was about actually being lonely. And the author said I'm just going to read the quote because it's so good. It's by Elizabeth Gilbert. Okay, it's from the book Eat, Pray, Love. And she said, it was so good, the quote, that I stopped it twice and I had to write it down. I was like, wow. She said, to learn to be lonely, like learn to be alone. And I like to think that I'm okay with that, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I have a full house. I have a busy family life, a busy friend life. And so I've never really been alone for long periods of time, which is why I go on like little solo vacations like this or solo trips to just be with me and me. And then I meet interesting people along the way and make new friends. And that's what happens, right? So this is from Eat, Pray, Love. I was just listening to a little bit this morning. And she said, so learn to be lonely. Make a map of it. And then she said, but never again use another person's body as a scratching post for your own unresolved yearnings. I was like, whoa, like she was talking about her time in Italy, if you've read the book or watched the movie. She was talking about her time in Italy and how she was abstaining from sex, and because she really just wanted to have this experience with the language and love, and just she just decided that she didn't want to be intertwined or commingled in a relationship and use her body or that sensual energy as something that's a distraction or medication, like an antidepressant. So she was talking about that. And what resonated for me was this: what do you yearn for? What do you yearn for? What are your yearnings? Because I've worked with the words of desire, like what are your desires? What do you want? I've had conversation with you here on Sunday Morning Coffee about that. I've also had conversation in my small groups, in Divine Woman, and in my Heart Shakti sessions. And also in private session. But with this concept of yearning, like, what is that about? What does that mean, really? And I thought it has to be there's this physical component where the physical body has a need that is to provide with a connection of harmony, happiness, or pleasure that is transcendent of just the body, that the body cannot do alone or experience or achieve alone, so there has to be a union. But it doesn't necessarily have to be another body. It could be with you and your spirit. And so I'm like, ooh, I'm onto something here. This is interesting. So here was my response. I'm going to share mine with you, but I'm also going to challenge, well, I'm going to share a little bit of mine with you, because I got to have some privacy too, right? And so, just like you, right? So you can write in your journal, just like I did, what do I yearn for? What do I yearn for? I think our yearnings are part of the key for what inspires us, what motivates and fuels us and gives us the drive that we need day after day after day to keep working on some goal, some dream, to really be present just in general, right? In our relationships for life, right? Just for life. What do I yearn for? And so here's what I wrote. You ready? Story time with Bridgette. Okay. The sun warm on my face. Oh, I just love that. Like I can close my eyes and just feel it. Like I yearn for that. I yearn for the sun warm on my face. And I yearn for the delicate paper skin of the touch of a birch tree. So yesterday I had this great walk, and it was actually through an old cemetery. I know that sounds strange to some people, but remember, to me, that's a really peaceful energy, or it can be. If you watch my psychic story on Fairy Grasshopper or on Above Life channel, I have a video called My Psychic Story, or About Bridgette on my website, abovelifechannel.com, about Bridgette. You'll know that when I grew up with a memory of my great-grandparents' house, where my great-grandfather was a caretaker at a cemetery, and he used to mow the lawn, and I used to go play around the graves and the tombstones, and I used to think they were so beautiful, and I called them Grandpa's trophies, because I thought they were so beautiful, these monuments. And so I had the opportunity to go, I'm in a historic area, and had the opportunity to go to in an old cemetery, and it was just this really peaceful, beautiful place, and it was so calm, and so like a park-like. So there's these incredible trees there, and there was this group of 3 birch trees, and they were just this pure white with markings of black, and just to touch the tree, it was so smooth. And then there were kind of these little rough peeled parts, like the layers that are willing to be touched. Like it almost feels like the center of the tree is, the smooth part is not willing to be touched. It's almost like too smooth, so you don't stay in one spot too long. But the rough parts of the birch tree feel like it invites the touch, like it wants that, it yearns for it, like it's reaching out, like it's coming off the core of the tree and reaching out, so that you will just brush by it and have that connection, right? Like that, like super kind of romantic, in an ethereal sense, in a life flirting with you sense. That's how it felt. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. So the delicate paper skin of the touch of the birch tree, I yearned for that. Oh, I didn't realize how much. I mean, I love trees. You know I love trees, right? But oh my gosh, the birch especially. Yeah, some of this is, I'm just reading this. Oh, here's an excerpt I can read to you then, from that, kind of thinking about my body, or the body, our human body, and like that beautiful relationship with your spirit, and how to really love your body, love yourself in your body, and understanding that your spirit loves the body. Your spirit, your soul, your intuition exists because it loves the human body to experience. It exists here, like you're conscious of it, because it wants to be in the body, to sense, to sensory, to feel the sun, to feel the wind, to feel the laughter, what it feels like when your belly just jiggles because it's laughing, and your smile, like your smile so hard that your like cheeks hurt, like that, you know, that. So I'll read to you one of my awarenesses. My life begins with my body, feminine evoked, flooded with pure light of my awareness of me. My life begins with my body, feminine evoked, flooded with the pure light of my awareness of me. God, that's beautiful. And I wrote that, like it just came flooding out of me. So apparently I yearn to express through words what I feel energetically. So do not dismiss the power of a journal, of journaling, not because you're a writer or a poet, but because maybe your spirit, your soul has something to say. And maybe your beautiful body can embody the love that you desire to express. Maybe that's what your yearning is, expression, maybe. Mine definitely is connection and expanded connection with myself, the embodiment of my connection, and the deeper understanding of my spirit through the expression of my body, my voice, my heart, and my mind and thoughts as well. So this is kind of a deep Sunday morning coffee with Bridgette. I hope you like it. But if you don't, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe you'll come across this at another time, and it will be exactly what you need to hear. Because sometimes stuff just arrives a little too early, so you just set it aside until it can kind of work its way into a comfortable spot in your life. Right? Trust the process, my friends. Trust it. So this is Bridgette. Thank you so much for listening to Sunday Morning Coffee with Bridgette, the video edition today, where we talked about yearnings and maybe embodiment a little bit, but yearning. So, hey, if you haven't read the book Eat, Pray, Love, I'm just starting it. It's good. It's a great like weekend away book, that kind of thing. And it's one that you can kind of come back to and just listen to in little parts and pieces. That's so perfect for that. I love it. I'm really enjoying it. So thanks, Elizabeth Gilbert, for that. All right. So I hope I've inspired your spirit, filled you with some hope today, encouraged you to live your life. This is your life after all, and you get to live it. It's a pleasure, right? It can be. You get to live it. Just live it. Thanks for being here.